Shamar Nicholson says this current Reggae Boys squad should surpass the 1998 Reggae Boys World Cup squad.
Grand finale. It still might be. It is.
Nicholson! Wow! Jamaica have a lifeline. How about this?
They got Gunnaz Podcast.
The Gunnaz Podcast.
If you're new here, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and share. And if you're a part of that 79.2% of people that watch our videos on a regular and are not subscribed, what on God's green earth are you waiting on? Go ahead right now and hit that fat red subscribe button so that you can be notified whenever we do post videos like this. You can also find us on our socials at 876 Gunnaz on Instagram and TikTok. And lastly, if you want to support us monetarily, you can do so by buying us a coffee, and you can find the link below in the description. Now, Shamar Nicholson spoke in an interview with Ligue journalist Arnaud Dicanio, where he basically spoke about his strong bond with former teammate from Spartak Moscow, Samuel Gigot. He spoke about Usain Bolt, and he also spoke a bit about the Jamaican national team. He had a lot of things to say in this interview. It was a very interactive and a very informative interview, to be honest. And it really gave us an insight into Shamar Nicholson's aspirations and also his life in Europe. He mentioned that his main challenge so far has not really even been the language, because he's lucky to have players in that Clermont foot team that actually speak English. But the main problem for him is really adapting to the weather. He and the interviewer engaged in small talk and just a bit of catching up. And Shamar Nicholson stated that basically dancehall music and reggae music are very, very important to his daily life and keeping his sanity and keeping him focused. A fun fact as well that I learned from this interview is that Shamar Nicholson is actually the first ever Jamaican player to score in the Ligue Uber Eats. He currently sits on 4 goals and 3 assists in 25 games for Clermont Foot in his debut season in Ligue on loan from Spartak Moscow. Now, the main reason I'm really covering this interview is basically because of the comments that he made about the national team. So he was asked about his best memory to date and if that was eliminating Canada from the Nations League while scoring a brace. And his reply to that was, no, my best memory in the national team remains the day of my first selection in 2017 against the United States. But this match in Toronto will also remain a great memory. In the CONCACAF zone, we achieved some results, but no one took us seriously. And in recent years, we have still managed to beat Mexico, the United States. But yes, Canada is one of the best selections in the region. They finished ahead of Mexico and the United States in the qualifiers for the 2022 World Cup. Achieving what we achieved in Toronto means we will be taken more seriously, but it's only the beginning. He was then asked about his aspirations with the national team, and this was his response. Everyone talks about the 1998 team as the best since they have qualified for the World Cup in France, the highest level in the world. It remains the best generation, but some observers say that we perhaps have more talent. But it's not talent that takes you far, it's mentality and character. So basically, he's saying that many people are saying that this current Reggae Boyz squad have a whole lot more talent than that 1998 squad that qualified for the World Cup and beat Japan by 2-1. However, Boza did also go on to say that might be true, but at the end of the day, talent does not win you football matches. It's mentality, character, and hard work that gets you over that line. The interview also touched on the Jamaica's style of play and asked Boza, like, what is the style of play of the national team? And he basically said, we have fast players, especially on the wings. Above all, we are lucky to have a certain continuity since youth teams like the first team play in the system. A bit like Spain, but obviously we don't have the same playing style as the Spaniards. We rely mostly on the counter attack. So yeah, I think that's pretty true. I don't think the first part is true though, as it relates to us having a system from the youth levels up. I think that was more of him like trying to um put Jamaica in good name, right? He wouldn't want to throw his company or his country under the bus like that. But the end part about us playing more counter-attack football and transition football is true. So all in all, I agree with his point of Jamaica's style of play being counter-attack and transition. Now, he was also asked about finally the his relationship with Coach Jaime Algrimson, the atmosphere in the dressing room when he's playing for Jamaica, and also the fact that he could be within a shout of becoming Jamaica's all-time record scorer. And these are basically his comments on all of those. About the coach, so he was saying he's a European coach, and personally, I've been playing in Europe for several years, so his ideas don't surprise me. It may be different for players who have never left Jamaica, but I haven't encountered the slightest problem with him since he took office. I understand very well what he wants to put in place. Now, responding to the question about the atmosphere in the Reggae Boyz locker room, he said, we all have a common culture which allows us to create alchemy in selection. Jamaican culture is about having fun. Having fun, we like to sing, dance, make jokes, a bit like in Africa. All the players in the selection are on the same wavelength, and the new ones integrate very quickly. Like others, Michael Antonio was not born in Jamaica, but he has the same culture as us, and he understands the vibe, and we showed him love. We all get along very well. Even the players who are substitute enjoy coming on to the selection because the atmosphere there is incredible. The interviewer went deeper into his Mikel Antonio comments and asked him a little bit more about that. And his comments were, it's been like this for a while, it's not new, um, referring to the dual nationals. But it's true that today it happens in greater proportion than before. Where there were 5 to 6 English born players in the squad before, there are now way many more. And lastly, his comments about the possibility of him becoming Jamaica's all-time scorer. Yes, totally. The record holder is Luton Shelton. He is a true legend. Everything he has done for our country is incredible. Luton Shelton, by the way, played internationally for Jamaica between the years 2004 and 2013, where he scored 35 goals. Now, Shamar Nicholson is just on 16 goals, and he is just 26 years old. So that record is really in reach. Shamar also went on to say, may his soul rest in peace. But one day I would like to surpass him and be the top scorer in the selection. Shamar basically ended the interview by speaking a little bit about his Children Foundation. And he said, it's not officially launched yet, but we're getting closer to the goal. This foundation will aim to help as many children as possible to pursue their dreams, to finance their studies so that they can do what they want next, whether it is becoming doctors, teachers. Not everyone wants to become a footballer. We have been working with lawyers and different people for over a year to set up this foundation. I do things discreetly in my corner. I'm not the type to bring the cameras and show it off, but we want to help as many kids as possible. And this is a very, very good initiative by Shamar Nicholson. I am going to be looking deeper into that and see if I can support where I can. But yeah, it's a very good initiative and a very class act from Shamar Nicholson. All in all, as I said in my previous Shamar Nicholson video, you guys can go and check it out. I'll put a link below in the description for that. He's absolutely my favorite football player on this Reggae Boyz team. Everything about him, the fact that he's coming from the ground up, from Boys Town, he went to Europe. He's been fighting his way up. He's been performing everywhere that he goes, and he's just every Jamaican fan or Reggae Boyz fan would be very, very proud to have Shamar Nicholson represent us. Now, I really hope you guys enjoyed the new production components of this video, as we here at Gunnaz really try to give our community the best possible production quality, and we will be looking to improve that as the months go by. Now, if you enjoyed this video, please remember to leave a like, and also let me know in the comments, what are your thoughts on these Shamar Nicholson comments? I really want to know. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Peace.
Wow! Jamaica have a lifeline. How about this?
They got Gunnaz Podcast.
The Gunnaz Podcast.